And now with your Team GRF TV Sports Report, it's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. Thank you, announcer man, for always taking care of me. You know it is the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks Out live on Team GRF TV. And yo, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2017. And yo, a very logical and concise pay-per-view, and I really don't normally get to say that. It was a pay-per-view that wasn't skewed in one direction or the other. A lot of the matches brought it. I will let that be the underlying statement for everything we're about to get into. So, how about we take care of the sports? In a shocking and a unnormal turn of events, I actually watched the kickoff match because Sasha Banks was in it, and she beat Alicia Fox again. So, it does not surprise me to hear that Bay is not happy with the direction of her career, and why would you? Because you are wrestling on the kickoff show, and it's not like the kickoff show to WrestleMania, it's the kickoff show to TLC. So, I'm not really surprised. And congratulations on that girl Alicia Fox finally getting her a shirt. All you had to do was get on TV and say, I never got a shirt, and then boom, you got merchandise. Before we get into the pay-per-view proper, there's something that I probably should have talked about before I said something about Sasha Banks. Everybody in WWE got mono, the kissing disease, and because of this, some of the matches on this pay-per-view have been altered because people have mono, the kissing disease. And we will talk about the matches where it were altered because of mono, the kissing disease, as we come across those matches that were affected by mono, the kissing disease. Regardless of that, that is your health report. Back to the sports. We got the kickoff match proper. Asuka in her first match in WWE, quote unquote, beat Emma. Now here's the thing, and I gotta say this because it needs to be said. This was the expected result, no matter what. However, Emma looked damn amazing in that match, and it's not really hard to look amazing in a match with a wrestler the caliber of Asuka. It's that simple. Asuka did her thing. Emma got her chance to shine. It's like, I kind of knew, something was weird when Emma won the match that put her in the ring with Asuka in the first place. And I thought this was going to be some squash walk. That is what the expectation I had, and I'm glad that both Emma and Asuka shattered that belief for me, and they put on a great match. It's like Asuka looked good because you need Asuka to get over on these fans who don't watch NXT, who aren't familiar with Asuka's work outside the WWE, like more seasoned fans like I am, or I know how much of a talent Asuka is. I know that. I've been watching her wrestle for years. I know this. But it's good now that the WWE universe at large knows this, and that's important. And also that we know that Emma can do her thing. I remember when they was teasing her coming back and all that, and nothing came from it, but this made it worth the wait to have a high caliber match with a high caliber wrestler like Asuka, and Emma looking that damn good even on the losing side of the card. Wonderful job, ladies. Great match. Well done. In the Cruiserweight division, there's something going on other than Enzo and Kalisto, and that is Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick are best buddies now, and they had a tag match against Cedric Alexander and Wish Swan, which they lost. So, that's just what it is. It's like good guy, classic good guy, bad guy thing. I don't really keep up with 205 Live like that. I'm not saying that I don't, but there are too many shows that I have to watch in a week, and I can't really add more wrestling to something where there's enough wrestling as it is. So you just catch the vignettes before the match started. Just use that as a way to get caught up. It's a good way to get caught up on things that that don't particularly appeal to you as you watch wrestling. But it was a good match overall. Nice high octane offense. What you expect from the cruiserweights. Well done, gentlemen. Vicky Miss Bliss is still the champion. I just wanted to just lead off with that. I really thought Mickie James was going to win. I really thought that Mickie James was legitimately going to win this match. The thing, honestly, is that they really want to do something with Alexa, dog. And it's like, the thing is I don't know what that is. As someone who is seasoned with watching professional wrestling or sports entertainment or whatever the hell you want to call it, is trying to understand, like, what is the goal with a character like Alexa Bliss. Because, see, this is going to end as soon as Asuka enters her orbit. I'm not sitting up here saying they couldn't book a believable match where Asuka would lose clean to Alexa Bliss. I'm just saying that's a really hard sell to the person watching. And it's probably going to be quite a while before we see Asuka anywhere near the championship. Which is why I think she probably should have went to SmackDown instead. Not saying that Natalya isn't a great champion right now or anything like that. It's just that I thought that's where, where she would be able to do her best work. But given Raw's division and it's a little weaker than SmackDown's, I'm like, that maybe this is the blessed place for Asuka to be, but at the end of the day, Alexa Bliss is still your champion. I'm like, Mickie James, she brought that heat, and it's like, there was some times in that match where I thought she was going to be the new women's champion, but this ain't over by a long shot. They'll at least have one more before Survivor Series, because you really got to get that out the way, because it's either that or they're going to do what they've done the last couple of years. And when you deal with Survivor Series, it's starting to build up Survivor Series. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, is how things just stop because we need to focus on, can't we all just get along and trying to get that together in order for Survivor Series, for then things to go back to normal the next night. So it is what it is with that. Enzo is the Cruiserweight champion again. And I'm not saying that in a way like I'm disgusted. It's just that, why did you take the belt off him in the first place? Well, okay. Logically thinking, storyline wise, you kind of needed to. Because, see, that eliminates all that paper junk or whatever. You're able to get over Enzo successfully as a heel because he has other heel wrestlers and a heel technical faction in the Cruiserweight division. So you got that going on. I'm just like, they tried to sit up her and make Kalisto that's humongous deal. And Kalisto, while a great talent and performer, has never been that. And I really thought that the build up to him facing Kalisto and then losing the title in the first place was just as weird. So I don't really know what's going on in the Cruiserweight division in the way that I keep up with it. It's just that I will say this. Enzo makes a great heel. It's just that he was always cocky, always mouth running. But see, now he's able to back it up in the ring. I'm like, I really think for real, I said this before and I said it again. I really honestly thought the way things were going, Big Cass was going to get the better of the split. Big Ass did not. Big Ass got injured in the match and we ain't seen them sit, so it is what it is with that. Enzo has prospered and shined as part of the Cruiserweight division. And it's like, in somebody, who I enjoy watch clowning on TV, I'm happy for the guy. I'm happy that not only he was always selling merch, but he is the 2-time Cruiserweight champion. So, like I said, it should be interesting to see where the Cruiserweight division goes from here now that he got his own squad or whatever. We have strike of mono, the kissing disease, because the demon was supposed to face Sister Abigail, but Bray Wyatt kissed somebody and then he got mono, the kissing disease. So AJ Styles from SmackDown filled in for this match, and they brought the heat to see the two former members of the Bullet Club, sit up here for the first time ever in the ring and clown like that. It was an amazing match. I really didn't think AJ was going to be booked to win a match on a Raw pay-per-view on SmackDown. I didn't think that was going to happen, but there was some thoughts in that match where I thought it was. But the heat was brought just things happened in that match that were amazing to see two amazing professional wrestlers wrestle. That's what you want, and that's what this match utterly was. Two great wrestlers wrestling. Wonderful job to the both of them. Great match. If you watch a match on this pay-per-view that isn't, the main event of the evening, probably this one. Not probably, for sure this one. For some reason, Jason Jordan spent all night throwing various produce at Elias Sampson, but I don't pay attention to a thing Elias Sampson does because he's annoying and gets on my nerves, so I just fast forward whenever he's on the television. Because you're watching the pay-per-view live, you can't really do that, and you're kind of stuck watching this nonsense. This happened 3 times before they this happened twice, before they actually wrestled, and Jason Jordan technically stole one. You know what I'm saying? It's like this weird split up between Jason Jordan and Chad Gable has led them on 2 different trajectories. You got Jason Jordan, who when he first came over and was like, and Kurt Angle was like, my black son, and thought he was gonna be pushed to the moon, but then sat up and lost some high profile matches. But he's starting to find his footing in the mid card, and that's really important. He's not gonna get near the title anywhere soon, but I feel that, after, that initial hype of trying to get Jason Jordan, the character, over, is that he successfully done that, and now he's just trying to find his way in the mid card. So I really didn't think he was going to win the Intercontinental title. I kind of thought that it would be smart booking for him to win the Intercontinental title so Miz to get something to do. But at the same time, Miz is a great Intercontinental champion. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Miz later. On the other side of that fence, you got Chad Gable. You know what I'm saying? He's in a tag title hunt, and by tag team title hunt, him and Shelton Benjamin are now currently the number 1 contenders against the Usos. So it should be interesting to see what instantly and what ultimately comes from that. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll see what SmackDown has to offer when SmackDown comes back on Tuesday. But regardless of such, is that, you know what I'm saying, it's like Jason Jordan going good for himself, you know what I'm saying? He trying to find his identity in the way of the mid-card. I still do not agree on the My Black Son whole storyline, but I don't write stories, so all I can do is just slightly disagree with your choice to do something. Our main event of the evening, more of this mono, the kissing disease, because I have no idea who Roman Reigns kissed. So Kurt Angle came back, and when I heard this was a thing, I thought this was a rumor, a complete, utter joke. This is not a thing you're not going to be doing, because you really not finna sit up here and tell me y'all finna wheel Kurt Angle out there with the Shield in a 5-on-3 match against The Miz, The Bar, Kane, and Braun Strowman. It makes no logical sense. And even before Roman got mono, the kissing disease, I was sitting up here talking to my wrestling buddy, and I was telling her, I just want to see how they gonna book the Shield to win this match. That's all I'm concerned with. It's like the match gonna be fun to watch because it's 5-on-3 and there are a whole bunch of taters, ladders, and chairs involved. But I want to see how the WWE is going to book the Shield to win. Well, even with Kurt Angle, they won the match. But let's go through how this happened. Everything was all good from the start for the tag team champions and Kurt Angle, who they kept saying repeatedly ain't wrestled in 11 years. And they were saying this like Kurt Angle just been sitting at home for 11 years not wrestling, which is completely untrue. But I just wanted to just get that out there and say that. So the technical Shield, and I gotta say that when Kurt Angle came out the audience, I was like, yo, I marked out. He sitting up here, got on the all black, holding up his hands, thought that was kind of legit. I can't even be mad at that. Regardless, the Shield, quote unquote, get in some offense. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this for a while, a lot of back and forth. Big men get taken out, Rollins holding his knees, things of that nature. And then things start to get weird. Kurt Angle gets running power slammed through a table by Braun Strowman. So that eliminates him for the match. So you already know, because he's being dragged in the back for half the match, he'll come in at the end and do something spectacular, because that's how usually these things are booked, especially when you have like Kurt Angle, who you don't want out there taking real bumps or doing anything for real, so the man doesn't have a broken freaking neck again. The beatdown gets weird, and then the siege for something completely, entirely something else, because I honestly thought Kane was only in this match to get back at Roman Reigns, but now we trying to plant the seeds for some beef between Kane and Braun Strowman. So that almost goes crazy. Then at some point a trash dumpster, well, not a trash dumpster, a trash truck, let's get our verbiage right, it gets involved in the match, and somebody's going to get dumped in here. More on that later. Lots and lots and lots of beatdowns on both ends. Kurt Angle's still in the back. He's still chilling. What beatdowns we got at this point? Because let me see. If we are going through this match and just trying to hit the bullet points. Oh yeah, at some point that thing they teased earlier between Kane and Braun Strowman became a thing, because after Miz brought the trash truck out and they tried to put somebody in it, Kane chokeslammed Braun Strowman through, the stage, and then proceeded to give him the Wade Barrett treatment by burying him under a bunch of chairs. So we have some back and forth offense at this point, and then the greatest thing that I have seen today, the look on Kane's face when Braun Strowman rose up from the chairs. It's like you had good guy Glenn looking legit shook, and he going crazy on everybody. His own squad stomped him out, throw him in the trash truck, and pull off. I'm like, what is it with Braun Strowman and spots with vehicles with this man? I have no idea like what's going on back there, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Regardless of this, it's like it's like you had a long string of beatdowns at some point, you know what I'm saying, before things got, it's like, because after they took Braun Strowman out, the remaining members of the Shield sits up here and they get this insane beatdown, like a beatdown like you've never seen. If you have a finisher, you do it at this point. You spend all your finisher points in this point in the match to sit up here and get the match over. Kurt Angle comes back out, Olympic Slam, it was a backdrop Olympic Slam, and then another Olympic Slam, and that was Cesaro, Sheamus, Cesaro in that order. Kane gets eliminated with a double spear by both Rollins and Reigns. Between Rollins and Ambrose Reigns in this match, he got mono, the kissing disease. I'm sorry. And then Miz sneaks up after Kurt Angle sits up here and does work and gets hit with a skull crusher finale. He kicks out. Then, then the squad come in, knee, dirty deeds, Angle slam, and then the pin. There was an ankle lock in there somewhere. And it's just like, the reason why I talk about the match in this way is because why would you blow your lid on Kurt Angle this soon? Like, honestly, I kind of knew they had a feeling he was coming back, and it was going to be more like what Shane did in Survivor Series last year, and it was going to be Shane and Kurt that had that rematch and had that run back for King of the Ring all those years ago, where somebody got suplexed through a pane of glass, which was more likely made of sugar, so it wouldn't probably kill you. I don't get it. Maybe it's not for me as the fan to understand, but why would you wield out Kurt Angle like that, knowing that you needed to say that for something else? It's like, I understand you couldn't have canceled the match, but why wouldn't you try to get a better replacement? And I'm not saying a better replacement like that, but a better replacement as in you not blowing your load on Kurt Angle this early. You not doing a whole lot of things that maybe you should be doing or shouldn't, depending on how you want to look at it. It's just weird and confusing, and I don't know. So the Survivor Series build up because of what happened here, what happened on the pay-per-view should be interesting to watch and to see, because ultimately we need to know what's going on
with whatever is that I don't really think that Kurt gonna pick up the boots again anytime soon. This was just a thing that had to happen because, you know, because the perfect storm of mono, the kissing disease happened, so it is what it is. Pay-per-view was great overall. I'm like, yo, I'm marked out for Kurt, dog. I'm marked out because it's like, I love watching Kurt Angle wrestle. He did his thing in TNA. I can't even lie. At the end of the day, like I said, is that after tonight, all it is, after tonight's pay-per-view, everything is going to be put on hold. Well, maybe the hold is going to start next week because you got to deal with whatever fallout is from TLC to then figure out, like, who are you going to have on Hall as opponent? Are you really going to have Brock come out on Raw tonight and sit up here and say, some dude from some other country insulted me, I must beat him now, or something like that? But we'll see. Alright, man. Alright, well, with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and wrap this up because it's really not a lot else to say. Like I said earlier, great pay-per-view. I enjoyed watching it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it was some good matches. Like, if you're going to watch anything, Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. Yo, that's my match of the night. They clown. It's like, the main event was what you want to see if you want to have some fun, but if you want to see some wrestling, Finn Balor and AJ Styles is where it's at. So with that being said, that concludes our sports report. Let's turn this into a video. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for another installment of Triple the God Speaks on live on Team GRF TV, where it's internet television that we control. And with all of that being said, I will holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.